Two of my previous videos, we were talking about the segmentation and the targeting strategies, what we use to identify the target market and the target audience whom we can cater with our products and services. With this video, we identified the best way of getting the customers value by catering the expectations what they are having. So differentiation and the positioning strategies are the two main strategies, two significant strategies what we use to get the values from the customer by delivering a competitive value for customer satisfaction. So let's talk about these two strategies further. To deliver the value proposition, we are focusing on the differentiation and the positioning strategies. And now let's look at the real meaning of the differentiation and the positioning strategies. So let's look at the differentiation first. The differentiation means giving a unique value of your product, what your competitors cannot deliver, which means you're trying to differentiate your product among the market by using your unique values, the unique selling proposition. You bring it here to differentiate your product from the competition available in the market. So the positioning, so you need to get into the consumer's mind with your product values. So which means you are trying to paste your brand values in the consumer's mind. So you are stamping your brand values. So what are we going to stamp? What are we going to position in the consumer's mindset? Your differentiation we are positioning in the consumer's mindset, which means your unique selling propositions, your uniqueness of your product, we are positioning in the mindset of the consumer. So positioning is something to do with the consumer's mind, which means you design the values and you are pasting that values, or you are taking that values into the mindset of the consumer, which means you are positioning those values into the mindset of the consumer. So we are positioning again the differentiation, we are positioning in the mindset of the consumer. So consumer clearly identify the real difference between your product and the other competing products available in the market. So these are the two meanings of the differentiation and the positioning. So let's look at what are the positioning strategies and the differentiation strategies we can use in the market. So the whole objective behind the differentiation and the positioning is to capture the highest share of mind from your consumer. We are talking about the mind share, not the market share. So first thing, you got to capture the mind share, then only you can think of capturing the market share. So before your product physically available in the market, you have to position your product in the mindset of the consumer. You have to position your brand in the mindset of the consumer. You have to position your brand values in the mindset of the consumer. So we are positioning our brand values, we are positioning our brand essence in the consumer's mindset. So by doing that, we are capturing the highest share of mind for your brand, for our brands. So by the purpose of capturing the highest share of mind, we can say that we need to capture the top of the mind recall towards our brand. I mean, when you position your brand with the highest ratio in the mindset of the consumer, when there's a need come across with the consumer, he or she will recall your brand. So that we identified as the top of the mind recall. If your brand comes as the first recall set, so that we identified as the top of the mind recall brand. So that will give you the benefit towards the final buying, or I mean, the final buying results maybe towards your brand or the product. So we are using the differentiation to position. We are positioning the unique values. We are positioning the uniqueness of your product as the brand essence of your product. So let's look at further on the differentiation and the positioning strategies, what we can use to position your brands. There are many variables we can use to position our brands. Let's say, as example, you are in the food manufacturing industry, so that you can use the ingredients as the positioning variables, the taste of your product as the positioning variable, or the quality, or the price, or the packaging sometimes as the positioning variables. So the products or the brands that are in the automobile industry, they can use their features, the benefits, or maybe the mechanistic values such as the design to position the brand. So at the same time, there are, I mean, like we can, let's say the FMCG, the beauty soap, you can use the beauty as the positioning platform, or as the luxury or the lifestyle, the personality. So like that, there are many variables what we can use to position the product depending on the industry that you're into. So you got to identify out of these variables, you got to identify the which variable what you can use to promote or the position your product against your competitor. So the whole objective is, or the whole challenge is, to identify this uniqueness what you can deliver with your product better than your competitor. So as a marketer, you should be mindful in selecting the best, the uniqueness of your product, which you can use as the brand essence to position in the mindset of the consumer.